Good morning, everyone. It's James Carpenter with Country Living. The topic today is going to be entrepreneur. That's something that I did over 30 years ago, and I'm going to talk a little bit about my experiences and some of the knowledge that I gained over those 30 years. So for me, it started out with the loss of a job. And it was a good paying job. And all of a sudden I'm down to zero. At that time I was probably in my 40s and I thought I was over the hill. Gee, I'd like to have that back. I decided that the one ability that I was really good at was fixing cars. I started working on cars, a do-it-yourselfer type thing, in 1970. So I had quite a few years of experience in that area. All right, now I'm running a professional automobile repair shop. So I knew that with all these computerized cars that I needed to get up to speed. So I started taking courses for automotive repair at the local community college. And each time I completed a course, I would go take the certification. And obviously passed with flying colors on those, fresh out of a quarter talking about all that. And that was good. I felt more comfortable about what I was doing, a lot more knowledgeable. And the business didn't start right up. You need to have a client base, and that takes a little bit of time to establish. But in my situation, I got lucky and I scored a fleet account right off the jump. So I had about 50 trucks I was taking care of, which was keeping me busy. And during that period of that fleet account, I started to gather or gain regular customers. Now, I heard on several occasions the term, "Are you sure?" So I would give somebody a price for what it costs to fix their car. And they would say, "Are you sure?" And that wasn't all of them, but there was enough of them that I'm thinking, am I charging enough? And I had no clue how to charge, no knowledge whatsoever. So I went back to school for business, and it was a school that specialized in automotive shop owners. So it was geared straight for the automotive industry. And I did that for about a year, off and on. That was a couple weeks at a time thing, and I had to fly out to California. But I learned all the good stuff about running a business, like profit margin, parts markup, labor cost, gross or net. Net's very important. That's what you're going to make. I learned all that real well, and of course my pricing changed, and I didn't hear that term anymore, "Are you sure?" I started hearing more terms like, "Wow, that costs a lot." Well, yes, it does cost a lot to have your car fixed. So with the business training, the automotive training, I have ran this successful business for over 30 years. It is profitable. The biggest thing is getting up the courage to do it. Now for me, that was a little bit easier because I had lost that good paying job. I felt as if I was never going to score another job that good ever again. And to be quite honest with you, I have difficulty working for other people. I think I know what it is. Actually, I'm a Scorpio, and we don't like being told what to do. So I was better served to run this business myself. Now, we had that fleet account, which allowed me to hire actually my first employee. And him and I worked together. We were working out of a pole barn that wasn't even insulated. I can remember in them early days, I had one of them. That's back when LEDs first came out, and there was a pole and it had 2 LED lights on it. Well, not only did it make it bright enough to see what you were doing, but it put off heat and it kept you warm while you're just working on the cars. So my goal was to get the walls insulated and all that. And it all took time, but I got all that. Now, another thing in the automotive industry, automotive repair industry, it's expensive to purchase tooling. So if I were to go out and buy 4 brand new lifts and brand new tire machine, brand new alignment machine, all that, the amount of money that it would take to do that would be phenomenal. So I got lucky early on, and there was a shop in my local town that had went out of business, and I purchased 3 lifts, a pipe bending machine, several other odds and end type tools, but those were some of the bigger items. And I got a really fair price for all that. And I brought it out to my shop and installed it. And that put me on the map just a little bit better. And as time went on, I did end up purchasing an alignment machine at some point. It got too expensive to keep sending them out. The payroll, you got to pay your techs a decent wage or salary, because the automotive repair industry is very competitive. There's actually a shortage of mechanics, and shop owners know that. So basically, if you need an employee, you're going to have to pay a little bit better than where he's at now to get him to come to you. And there's other reasons why they'll come to you, and that is maybe the work environment itself. But between that and the amount of pay that they take home makes the difference. And again, the payroll is something that you have to keep up with. I learned how to keep up with it by using spreadsheets. I did all my own payroll, wrote the checks, the whole 9 yards. Now, the one thing that I got in trouble with was the tax people. They've got rules and regulations on how to fill those forms out, and it was difficult for me to keep up with that. So I did hire an accountant at some point, and he handles all the reporting of taxes, and he takes my spreadsheets and reports my payroll. And speaking of payroll, I did get audited this year, not by the IRS, but by the, let me think of it. When you get hurt, workman's comp, I believe it's called. They did an audit on me. I passed that with flying colors, by the way. So I guess my advice to anyone who is thinking about starting their own business, look at the tools you currently have, look at the knowledge that you have in that field, and make sure you have somewhat of a passion to want to do it. That helps tremendously. I won't say that you're going to jump into it and boom, everything's good. It is possible though. But from my experience, it was a little bit of a struggle. Of course, we just talked about all that. And am I glad I did it? Yes. Do you have to put in a lot of hours? Yes. Do you really feel like you're making enough money for everything you're doing? That's usually a no. Another thing that I've done with this business over the years is I've mastered tax write-offs. I did all those on spreadsheets and eventually built that program, Return Solutions, which is a professional version of spreadsheets. I just want to say that if you are going to start your own business, you know you got to hit it, and you got to hit it hard, and you got to keep running. And for me, it's paid off. Now at my age, I am no longer involved with the automotive repair business. That's been for about the last year and a half or 2 years. Take care of that, and they're doing a good job. Every now and then they'll come to me with a question, and obviously I can answer it. I feel as if I could be a consultant for automotive shop owners because I've got a lot of experience and a lot of knowledge. So if you're thinking about being your own business owner, don't be afraid, just take the step. With that being said, I want to thank you for watching my videos. I want to thank my subscribers that have come back. And I know all of us YouTubers do it, but I'm asking you if you'll leave comments and hit the like button. Thank you, and have a great day.